everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to continue with Johanna Basford Small Victories, the page we've been doing with limited colour palettes. And if I can find it, I can never find it, I've not got it tagged. Oh, there we go. So we did the first one yellows and blues, the second one purples and oranges. Now we're going to do this one down here in sort of greens and pinks. So yeah, should we get straight into it? Let's see what this one turns out like. Let's get the camera down. This boot just wants to flip open at every opportunity. So I'm thinking I definitely want these flowers to be pink. So the background's going to have to be green on this one. So I'm going to start off by putting this sort of, it's like a turquoisey kind of green to me, I don't know. But it's called Light Phthalo Green 162. So we're going to start off with that in the background light layer, as usual. And then we can pick a slightly darker colour to get some shadows in wherever. Oh, I noticed last week, I know I should have done it sooner, but I noticed last week I had a headlight out on the car. So I thought, yeah, I'll have to go and get that sorted. And then I was driving the other night, and you know where you're driving behind another car and you can see the reflection of your lights in the bumper of the car in front at night time? Well, I was just looking and I thought, one of my fog lights is out there. It's like one of my fog lights is out as well. So I thought, right, I'm definitely going to have to go to the garage and get these lights sorted. So I dropped the kids off at school this morning and I thought, oh, I'll just pop to the garage, see if they've got time for change these bulbs or whatever. So I went into the garage. I said, has he got time for it? Just change. I said, I've got a couple of lights out. And the lady said, I'll just go and ask him. So she went and asked him. So he said, yeah, I can do it. It doesn't take long, does it? Change bulb. So anyway, he went and changed my headlights. And then he didn't look at the fog lights because I didn't realise they were fog lights. I called them dipped lights because you've got your headlights, you've got your dipped headlights and then your fog lights. So I told him that I had a headlight and a dipped out, and he said, it's just your headlights, love. So he did the headlight, and then when I got home I thought, I'm sure it was one of them other ones at the bottom that had gone out as well. So when I got home I had a look. I thought, I'll just check it. So I've turned on the lights so I can get out the car and look, and it's not out. The light is working, but it's actually fell in. My fog light is like fell down inside where it's supposed to be mounted. Well, he's obviously not seen at the garage because I told him it was my headlight and dip light, not my fog light. So he's not looked at the fog light. And I've got home and realised that the whole flipping thing's hanging out. And I don't know, I'll put a picture up there. I don't know the first thing about cars, honestly. All I do is drive it. All I do is drive the damn thing. I can't change a tyre, I can't do nothing. So I'm going to have to go back to the garage at some point now and try and get him to fix that. How that has happened, I do not know. But I've been doing some Googling. So I think it's a minefield, isn't it? And then you put in different makes and models of cars and they're all wired up differently. And you're like, well, you'll find a tutorial video for one thing and then realise, oh no, that's not the same as your car. It's not the same year and model and same flipping fog light as your car, that one. So I've been looking, and some things have said that it's got a screw and then it just pushes in. So if it's the clip part that's been knocked and come out on the clip part, then I can just push it in. And then other people have been saying I need to remove some sort of splash guard underneath the car to access the fog light to screw it back in. I'm like, no, I'm just taking it to the garage. There's no way I am mauling under that car. I ain't got the first clue, so I'm going to have to ring up the garage for that one and make sure they can fit me in to fix it. Honestly, it's 13-year-old my car now. I was looking at it the other day, but the price of cars now, even to finance it, because that one I got on finance, it was all paid off like a few years ago, but that one I got on 5 years finance when I first bought it. And it was expensive, the finance, but it wasn't nowhere near as much as what they are now to finance a car. It's ridiculous, Absolutely ridiculous. And to top it off, I got a letter through the post this morning saying my rent was going up, so that was fun. They're ridiculous, aren't they? Ridiculous! But we can't win. That's a nice colour, that. That looks nice against these other colours as well. I don't know what colour to do this one, guys. I keep thinking I want some sort of brown tones, but then what colour would I put with brown? Because I'm doing pink on this one. Because I thought pink and brown would be nice, but I'm doing pink on this one, I think. Well, should I do pink again and do a pink and brown, or... I don't know, what do you think? I thought I'd talk about the page again instead of sitting here whinging. Love a good whinge though. Love a good whinge. Oh, you know where I said my little boy was due to do a sports club? After school sports club. Well, I dropped him off at school this morning and I just reminded him, because he's took his PE kit in for after to get changed into. I just reminded him, I said, don't forget you've got after school club after, so I'm only picking you up later. And he walked a couple of steps forward to his class, and then he just stopped and started walking back towards me and burst into tears, saying he didn't want to go. So I think because he's never been to any after school club thing before. You know, when all the other kids go home and then they go into the hall for their after school club. He's never done that before, so I think he might have just panicked, thinking I'm never picking him up again or something. I don't know what he was thinking, but I said, it's okay if you don't want to go, you don't have to. Mummy will come and pick you up at normal time. And he finally went in, and I thought, I bet he thinks I'm just like never picking him up again. I don't know what he's thinking in his little mind, bless him. I don't know. But I'll go to the door tonight anyway. I've got to go to pick my other little girl up, so I've still got to go to school at regular time. So I'll just go to his classroom door at regular time and say, do you want to come now or do you want to stay for the club? Just so he knows I'm there, because I think he's just panicked that I'm not going to be picking him up ever or something. It's only an hour, the after school club. But I think, I don't know, in his mind he must have it drilled in that he's staying there forever or something. I don't know. They don't have much sense of time and things, do they, little kids? So perhaps he's just a bit worried. I was the same as a kid though, painfully shy, and I wouldn't do any clubs. I think my mum tried to put me in brownies and Guide Scouts. Was it called Guide Scouts or something, or Girl Guides? And I hated every second of it. Hated it. And they used to go on camps and I refused to do the camps. I was like, I'm not going on camp. Pull that right there, so we've sort of got this shape going on. And then we'll find a darker colour. I'm not going to bring this colour up above those florals. I'm just going to leave it so it's sort of stopping here. I think it looks like a crest, doesn't it? Is that what they're called? Crest? Like the Harry Potter crest things. Don't ask. Excuse me. So I think the next colour, let me just test on a piece of paper to see if these colours look okay at the side of each other. Yeah, that'll do, because I only want a slightly darker colour. So I'm going to go for this one. This is Emerald Green 163. I don't use this green a lot. I don't know why. I don't. It's more of a, it's a bit, would you call it a turquoise green or some sort of bright green? I like the more earthy, dark tones of green, not the bright colours. But for this one, I thought we'd do something a bit different. So yeah, just make it darker around the edge. You can always blend it out with a blender pencil, the edges, you know, into the white of the beak. We can blend it in if you feel like it needs blending in. yeah, so that was my morning of discovering that on my car. But as well, I don't know if I mentioned in the previous video, my youngest daughter's got sensory processing disorder and autism, so she's fussy with clothes. She will only wear certain clothes or the same clothes. So a school uniform, skirts have to be a certain way. And I was leaking everywhere because the ones she's got on at the minute are too small. And I'm like, Hazel, you can't keep putting these on. You're going to have to, you know, wear some new ones. Which she wasn't happy about. But she likes them to be a nice thick material. She doesn't like the flimsy floaty school skirts because you can sometimes get them in a really soft floaty material. She doesn't like them. She doesn't like all the bows and things that you can get on bows and buttons and buckles, and she doesn't like any of that stuff on them. So it has to just be the sort of heavy material pleated school skirt, but then she has to have a zip up the side because these skirts that she has a zip up the side. It can't be at the back, it has to be specifically exactly the same as the one she's got on the side. So I went to the local store the other day and they had those skirts with the zip, but not in her size. So they only had like age 4 to 5 and 5 to 6. But she needs age 8. So then I looked online. I thought I'll just have a look online because it's easier than scouring the shops. So I had a look online yesterday and I spotted some on this online site called Next. It's called Next. So they're already a bit pricier than your usual place where I go. But I thought if I can get her something that she'll actually wear, you know, it'll be worth it. So I spotted these skirts, regular pleats, and in the description it said adjustable waistband with zip, with side zip. It literally said that in the description of these skirts. So I thought, fantastic. So I ordered 2 and it was next day delivery, so they've come this morning. And guess what? They don't have a zip up the side. I think, why does it say with side zip in the description if they've not got a side zip on? So whoever's done them descriptions, but it seems like something so tedious, but for children like hers it's a massive thing, and I'm like, now I'm gonna have to either see if she'll entertain them, which she may or may not, or send them back and faff her in, send them back, and then try to find more of these skirts. It's just a nightmare. She's awful with new clothes though. She can just flip. You can get her new clothes and she'll walk in the house and she'll go, who are them for? And I'll say you, and she might be all happy about it to start with. She might just initially have a smile on her face and then she'll just spot something she doesn't like about it, or it might be a feel, a touch of something, and then she's throwing it and wanting to put it in bin, and she can have a whole meltdown over this new thing. But the other day I got her a, you know, Lilo and Stitch. I got her a Stitch tracksuit. Proper cute it is. And she actually put it on. She actually put it on straight away. And she didn't really have an issue with it where she was having a meltdown. The only thing she did was she came to me and said, cut the tag off, because she doesn't like tags. So she came to me and told me to take the tag off, so I took that off. And then the only thing she said after that was, what did she say to me? She said, the top smells a bit funny, but it's cosy. So she was saying it had a smell to it she didn't like, but it was cosy because it was nice and soft. So they sense everything. They sense absolutely everything. So yeah, it smells a bit funny. It's because it came from the shop. Not everybody, I don't bother to wash clothes first, you know, when you buy them. A lot of people say you should because they sit on a shop floor and they're gathering dust, but I'm bad, I don't wash things, new things, before I put them on. But yeah, I can hear some doggies barking outside. Don't know if you can hear them, but that's what it will be if you can hear something. Just gonna go underneath this little bit here. not happy outside, them dogs. I normally hear them in the back, like I'm in the front today, like the front of the house. I normally hear all the dogs in the back of the house because my house like backs onto a street, so you've got like loads of houses at the back, and I swear every house has got a dog. So in the summer holidays, when they'll let the dogs out all day in the morning, all they do is bark at each other for the first like hour that they've been let out. You'll just hear the dogs barking one after the other, and then all together, and I think, gosh, I'm glad I don't live in that corner. It'd drive me insane. Like, the bit that I can hear drives me insane. Mine keep asking me for a dog, but I'm not doing it. I feel terrible because when I was a kid, that's all I ever wanted from my mum, and my mum would never let me get one, and I always felt a bit lonely because my sister had some issues when she was a teenager. She ended up moving out, so I was like on my own with my mum and stepdad, and you know what it's like when you're a teenager on your own and you've got a stepdad and you just feel a bit lonely. And I always wanted a dog. I was just like a little companion, just something, and she would never allow it. And I always said to myself, when I have kids, I'm gonna let them get a dog, I'm gonna let them yada yada. But now I've got 5 kids of my own, 2 with special needs, and I'm like, there's no way I could look after a dog as well. So I feel tight because they keep asking, and I was always like, oh, I'd let my kids get a dog. And now I'm here like, nope, ain't happening. My eldest, who's 15, they mentioned it again yesterday. My eldest was like, I'll look after it. I'm like, yeah, that old chestnut. Tell me how that old chestnut, that'll wear off after a week. I'll look after it. I'll take it for walks after school. Yada yada yada. Right, it just won't happen though, would it? Or it might for the first couple of weeks, but then it'd be like, yeah, we all know how that works. But they all come with their own issues as well. That's the thing, dogs. They all come with their own health issues as well, so you have to make sure you've got all the vet insurance and things, because if anything happened, we won't be able to outright afford that. Vet fees are extortionate, aren't they? I only know because I've seen when other people's pets have been ill and they've said, oh, it's cost us this much at the vets. I'm like, what? So I don't think it's a good idea. It would be nice, but it's not a good idea. So you have to be the bigger person in the picture, don't you? And do what's sensible. So it's just not sensible right now. Maybe when they're a bit more grown up. I mean, my youngest is 6 at the minute, so maybe when he's, I don't know, 10 maybe. What's that, 4 years? I think they just hate me because when they first started asking for a dog, my youngest 6-year-old was a baby. And I said, we can't have one right now. I said, maybe when Casper starts school. So that's my youngest. And he's obviously been in school 2 years now. And they're like, you said when Casper starts school. I'm like, yeah, but wasn't intended on life being a bit more tricky with struggles that some of the kids have, you know. So you gotta do what's right. Where else do I need a bit more shading? Perhaps up the corner here. So I'm glad you found that video helpful anyway. A lot of people were saying they found it helpful of me binding that book. Like I say, I'm not the best at it. I'm not the greatest at doing it, but it just shows that anyone can do it. And you will make mistakes. If it's the first time you're doing it, you will slip up and make a little mistake, but I did in my video, so you can see that I do it as well. You can normally rectify you, as long as it's not a big massive rip in the page or something. You can normally rectify little mistakes. So next up, we're going to, should we get some pinks in here? Should we get some pinks in? I'm going to do them florals at the top. So I'm going to start off first with Pink Madder Lake 129, and you know the score. We're going to do a light layer over here. I'm not going to bother doing that bit because I'm going to do those with the Posca again. You know, we do our gold Posca gel pen, gold Posca pen details at the end. I'll fill those bits in with the Posca. So let's just get this base colour on all these florals. I think we'll do the two little ones down here as well. See these little ones piping out? I like to sort of mirror the colours that I'm using. So if I use this colour at the top, I like to have a bit of it at the bottom as well. It just makes for a nice overall finish on the page. So yeah, so we're going with our bolder pink now. We're going in with a punch of this Fuchsia 123. This is a really nice pink. So again, I'm going to start off at the bottom, and we're going to lift it up, and we're going to leave it lighter on the end with this one. I find my colouring very easy. I don't faff around with too many layers. Something like this I don't anyway. Sometimes I do, it depends what I'm colouring, but generally things like this are very easy colouring for me. Ta-da! Look how pretty that is against that green. That's the perfect green for this pink, I think. Pink, I think. A poet and I didn't know it. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Just fill that bit in there. That dog's still going off on one. Sure it's in the front that and not in the back. I have to pay attention now to dogs because I remember there was a dog yapping like that outside that I could hear, and I was just like this, like casually like, oh, it's just blinking dogs again. And it turned out it was a flipping woman stealing my plant out my garden with a Jack Russell. So I do have a little nosy out the window now when I hear things like proper nose in here, because I think if I ignore it like last time and it's a flipping burglar stealing stuff out garden, because they're that pathetic around here it seems. Garden furniture thieves. Let me have a nosy. I'm going having a nosy. It won't shut up, that dog. Yeah, it's just the dogs at the back of the house. That's how noisy they are. I can hear them from the front of the house. It's a little yappy dog as well. A little yappy one. My partner's relatives has got a little, is it a Pomeranian? It was so calm and proper cute. And he said to me, it's just a shame you can't pick the temperament though when you get a puppy. You can't pick whether it's going to be a flipping crazy loon, because the other dog was crazy. It was literally jumping. It was teeny tiny. I think that one was a mix between a Pomeranian and a Chihuahua. And that one was so tiny, but I tell you what, it could jump from ground to your face. It was literally jumping straight up to the top of your body, trying to like kiss your face off. And it was just darting. It was just darting around the room the whole time we were there. And then the other one was calm as anything, just sat there letting you stroke it. I thought... Somebody told me though that your dog's temperament is how your home life is. So if you've got a calm home life, your dog will be calm. If you've got a chaotic home life, your dog will be like that. Is that true? Because if that's so, I'm definitely not getting a dog, because my kids are wild, and if I end up with a wild dog, I ain't doing it. Yeah, so I don't know if it's true. A friend just told me that. So, or is it just potluck? Just, you know, who knows? Right, I think I'm going to use now leaf green 112. It's not focusing. Leaf green 112, and I'm going to base all these other leaves. Leaves. That's a big one there in the middle, isn't it? I was just looking at these ones because these are slightly different leaves, aren't they? I think I'm going to leave those ones out. They're rounded at the ends and smaller. I'm going to leave those ones for now. We'll just do all these ones. Don't worry, these won't blend into the background. They will stand out in a minute because I've got a really punchy green that I'm going to use in a second to deepen these up. Right, what else are we doing? These ones here. I need to order some more nails, but I'm waiting for the Easter designs because I know Easter's coming up. I'm like, it'd be so cute if they did like some sort of bunny design. So I'm holding off buying any, so that I can see if they bring any out. Because at the minute they've got St. Patrick's Day themed nails. Yeah, I want some little bunnies or something, or some little chicks. Because I'm sad like that. Right, now I'm going to use this one. This is a pencil that doesn't get used too often either. You can tell because it's massive. Chrome Oxide Green Fiery 276. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing we did on the florals. Start off at the bottom and then leave it lighter on the edge. Love that colour. Gorgeous colour that. And it goes really nice with the base colour we've put down. You know what? I think I worked out the other day that if I colour a page from this book at least every 2 days, like if I colour one page a day, I'll definitely get it done, get it complete before a new book's released. So I might challenge myself. I don't think it'll happen, but I might try and challenge myself to get this book finished before a new one's released. It's 7 months away. Do you think we could do it? Do you think we could do it? I don't know. I don't know. I have every hope that I'll be able to complete a book when I start one. But then you do all your favourite pages and then you're left with pages that you don't want to colour. Is that just me? There's a couple of pages in this book where I'm just like, not really feeling that page. But if you wanted to complete the book, you'd have to do those pages. You'd have to do the pages you're not that keen on. But wouldn't it be good to be able to say that I've got a full book of colour alongs? Like you can complete a full book. Well, there's one page, sorry. There's one page I didn't do a colour along on. Because I was just chilling on my couch. Doing it. That's looking really pretty. Really pretty. My desk is making some weird noises. I want to turn it round just so my big hand don't get in the way. It probably still will, but you know, we can attempt for it not to. I need to finish this page. I've got the orange page I need to finish off, which I did a bit more work on last night, and I need to film my finished pages video. And I've still got a couple of artist trading cards to paint, so plus an added extra one for my gold member. You signed up, thank you so much as well. It shocked me. I wasn't expecting anyone to sign up, but I thought I want to put it out there. But I wasn't expecting anyone to sign up so soon, so thank you. And then I can paint you a nice little artist trading card now. What else do I want? We've only got 4 little leaves there now, and I'm just, oh, and these ones dangling down. I think I'm just going to use this leaf green, but as a light pressure and then a hard pressure. So we change the colour up a bit. So leaf green 112, just going to put a light layer to start with, and then I'm just going to make it darker at the tip, so then going in with a hard pressure and just pull it down like that way, the little bits, and then it's a bit of a different green. Like that. I think I'll do a block colour of this green on this stemmy bit as well. It looks like it comes from the floral, this little stem. And do a block colour with that. All this around the edge is going to be the gold Posca. So let's just get these little leaves done. Oh, I feel like I need to sneeze. Holding it in. Holding it in. Holding the sneezing. My partner has the weirdest sneeze. He doesn't just sneeze once, he sneezes about 10 times in quick succession, and it sounds so funny. I always look at him like, are you okay over there? It's so funny. It is, honestly, it's hilarious. Right, I'm gonna get my gold Posca now. Let's get the gold Posca. Let's do all these bits. Yeah, I should have started. Let me turn around because I don't want to put my hand in it. I should have started over here. Sometimes I forget I'm left-handed. And I should really start from the right hand side first when doing gel pen or paint pen, because you end up smudging it. I think I'm okay to turn you around now. Am I right to turn around apart from there's something in the way of my book? What is that? Get them little buds on those flowers as well. I was going to use some of the silver Poscas on this page, but I just love the gold ones too much. And the gold just looks nice on everything. On every colour scheme, the gold looks nice. Just this part over here now. Then we can put some dotting detail in it. I've not really burnished any of these leaves as well. I might go in and just blend the tops of those flowers. And it does leave a nice texture. Let's not forget those little bits on the flowers. And then I think we've got teeny tiny ones at the top, like you can barely see anything, but I'm just going to dot a little bit in those bits of the flowers up there because there is a tiny little loopy bit. And let's get some of this detailing in, dotting details. Let's go for it. Beautiful. Isn't that noise of the pen scratching on the paper horrible? Oh, who's posting on school notifications again? They've done like a little charity walk this morning for CAFOD. Is it CAFOD? The charity. They've gone to the local nature woods walk thing. It's not that far from the school actually. And they've done that, so I think I have to click on a link to donate. They used to send home paper sponsorship forms, didn't they, schools? And now they've all gone online, so they'll put a link on the school thing and say donate via this link. Nobody does sponsor forms anymore, I don't think. It's ancient. That's when you know you're old. Another way you realise you're old. He's got some good films what we can watch anyway. We've not watched much TV lately, me and my partner. Have you watched anything good lately? Let's look, I think that's it. I'm going to just burnish those flowers at the top. I'm not going to bother with the leaves, but I want to sort of just blend the top bits of these florals. So I'm just using my blender pencil. There we go. Like I say, I do like to keep some texture in. I'm going to leave the leaves as they are, but I like to have those florals blended. And then we'll pop in a little bit of, just a little bit of white gel pen detailing in. She says just a bit. I'm just going to go over these dots as per standard. Put these lines in down here. Turn you around while I do this side. I like that colour, so pretty. There we go, and then I'm just going to follow the dots that are on the leaves. So you will just spot some dots on the leaves in places. There's none on that, but I'm going to put one on anyway. Is that on the page? Is that them all? Pop some there. I think that's them all. No, it's not. When everything's just looks like leaves in front of your face, it's hard to spot. I'll probably come off camera and think, oh, I've missed a bit. I've missed one there, I've missed one there. But no, I think that's it. Just pop a couple on these. My pen needs scratching off. Couple on there. There we go. Gonna leave it at that. So let's zoom out and we can have a proper look at the page so far. I'm happy with how this is looking. It's really cute. I like all the gold embellishments as well. So it's 1, 2, 3, yellow and blue, purple and orange, and green and pink. What's gonna be our final one? What's gonna be that one? What will look nice against green and pink and purple and orange? What will look nice? I keep coming to brown, but I don't know brown and what. Brown and what? That is the question. Maybe because we've not used much pink on here, we might get away with a pink background and brown tones in the florals. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Thanks so much for watching. Please do hit that big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.